following is a presentation of Radio Alabama Sports. This broadcast is copyrighted Alabama for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this broadcast, descriptions, or accounts of the game without Radio Alabama's consent is strictly prohibited.
Wetumpka Indians play right here. Welcome to the Collier Ford Wetumpka Sports Network and Cornerstone Realty pregame show, sponsored in part by Collier Ford, Central Alabama Community College, Remax Cornerstone Realty, Cornerstone Realty Plus, Baptist Health, and Baptist Ortho Now, the City of Wetumpka, Central Access, Russell Do-It Center, State Farm Agent Jackson Hagan, Wharf Casual Seafood, First Community Bank, Montgomery Fire Equipment Company, CAC Adult Learning, and Precision Floor Care.
Well, a 7-game win streak is what the Indians take into this one. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Mitch Petrie here in the Central Alabama Community College broadcast booth as the Indians get ready to take on the Percy Julian Phoenix. First area game of the season for the Indians, but not for the Phoenix. They come into this one with an 0-5 overall record and an 0-1 record in 6A Area 4. They lost 5-0 against Stanhope Elmore back on March 2nd, just about a week ago. Indians come into this one, like I mentioned just a moment ago, on a 10-game win streak. They have not lost since they dropped the second game of the season to Saraland, a 1-0 loss. The only game of the season so far where the Indians did not score a run. Should be an exciting one here as the Indians look to begin their quest for their 6th area championship in a row. They are currently on a five-year win streak in clinching 6A Area 4. It started in 2020, the second year of Coach Darrell Otwell's career here at Wetumpka, and he looks to make it 6 with the Indians set to begin area play against the Percy Julian Phoenix here in just a couple of moments. We will take a short break, and when we come back, it'll be time for our starting lineups presented by First Community Bank and our keys to the game presented by Remax Cornerstone Realty. You're listening to the Collier Ford Wetumpka Sports Network from Radio Alabama Sports.
What matters most with State Farm Agent Jackson Hagan in Wetumpka. From auto and home to life insurance, Jackson Hagan and his dedicated team offer personalized service to ensure you have comprehensive coverage tailored to your needs. As a local agent, Jackson Hagan understands the unique challenges you face and is committed to guiding you through every step, from quotes to claims. Trust in a neighbor who truly cares. Like a good neighbor, State Farm Agent Jackson Hagan is there. Call 334-478-3864 for a quote today.
At First Community Bank of Central Alabama, banking's about real relationships, trust, kindness, and a shared commitment to making life better. As your neighbor and partner across Elmore and Autauga counties, we're here for you, whether you're planning your future, buying your first home, or building your wealth. With our local knowledge and heartfelt support, you can count on us. First Community Bank of Central Alabama. Let's do life together. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to the Wetumpka Indians on the Collier Ford Wetumpka Sports Network. Now, back to the action from the Central Alabama Community College broadcast booth.
Oh, just a few moments away from first pitch here as the Indians come into this one with an 11-1 record, and the Percy Julian Phoenix still searching for their first win, and they got a tall task ahead of him facing off against the Indians today. It's a little windy out here, but it feels beautiful outside right now. It's a crisp 82 degrees and partly cloudy. The wind is blowing out to left center field here with 8-mile-an-hour winds and 13-mile-an-hour gusts. It'll be the Indians set to enter the batter's box first, but before that, Scott going to be on the mound for the Percy Julian Phoenix, and catching for her will be Gibson, Melton over at first base, Turner at second base, Malijah Haston at shortstop, and Williams at third base. It'll be Russell out there in left field, Williams in center field, and in right field, it's Taylor. Leading off for the Indians, it's Lexi Smith, the second baseman, comes into this one having a great season so far, and the first year here at Wetumpka after transferring over from Edgewood Academy, a member of the Lady Indians basketball team as well. She'll be followed by Layla Culpepper, another transfer for this Indians team who has really made the most of it so far this season. She will be playing third base tonight, not inside the circle, but still a formidable threat at the plate regardless. Sophie Arant, coming off a 2-run home run game against Opelika on Thursday of last week, will be batting third, and she is playing first base. She'll be followed by Bailey Carlisle, the shortstop, an all-star last season. Autumn Holland will follow her, the left fielder. Taylor Carlisle getting her first start on the mound this so far this year. The 8th grader is going to step into the circle in what is a high-stakes game in the first area game of the season. She'll be followed by the Grambling State commit, Alyssa Brown, and the 7th spot. And at 8th, it's Madison Calloway. And then rounding out the order for the Indians, it's Kyla Richardson, the center fielder. Lexi Smith steps in to the batter's box here, ready to get this one underway. She comes in with a .429 average and had a good showing against Opelika last week. Went 3 for 4 in her trips to the plate, and she will take ball one just a tad outside and off the plate there. Good eye from Smith. Second pitch from Smith on the way, and she will, from Scott on the way, and she will take ball 2 there, will Lexi. So quick 2-0 count to start off this one. Smith with a .429 average, like I mentioned, and a 1284 OPS as she takes ball strike 1 there. Third pitch of the at-bat gets the top part of the zone there. Only one umpire out here so far, running a tad bit behind schedule. We'll see if we get a second one, but both teams have agreed to play with it as Smith takes ball 3, and hitters count to her now, 3-1. The 3-1 to Smith on its way, and in the dirt, ball 4, and she will head to first base with her walk-in first base runner of the game here in Lexi Smith after drawing a 5-pitch walk. Layla Culpepper will step up to the plate now, and Culpepper's had a great start to the season as well. She just comes in with this one with a .500 average and a 1561 OPS as Smith immediately off to second base and no third down, so an easy stolen base for Lexi Smith. That is her 7th of the season and now leads this Indians team in stolen bases. And she's off to third after Culpepper takes ball 2 there. So already a runner just 60 feet away from home for Layla Culpepper after she takes 2 balls. It's 2-0 count so far. That time there was a throw, but not nearly in time. See if Culpepper can hit her home. Upstairs for ball 3. And only 1 strike coming so far out of the hands of Scott. Like I mentioned, having a rough start to the season on the Percy Julian Phoenix. They come in to this one with an 0-5 record already, 0-1 in area play, and looking to avoid going 0-2 here as ball 4 is in the dirt. Culpepper's going to step out of the way and allow Smith to come on home. And so the pass ball allows Lexi Smith to get the first point of the game, and she will head all the way around after 2 stolen bases and a wild pitch there. And so 3-0 count here to Culpepper. It's actually 3-1. There was a strike in there that I missed. My apologies. And Culpepper swings on that one, and charging up for it, it's Haston, and throw over the top of the first baseman, Melton, and Culpepper will trot over to second, where she will remain. So an infield single there for Culpepper, and advances on the error. Sophie Arant, the 3-hole hitter, going to step up to the plate now, and she has a lot of pop, does Arant. She leads the team with 5 home runs so far, batting .487 so far, and 9 extra base hits for her so far. 18 RBIs, leads the team in that category as well. No shocking, she did hit 2 home runs as she takes ball 1 in the dirt there. No surprise, though, that she leads the team in RBIs. Picked up a 7 in that game against Opelika. Great showing for her. She went 4 for 4 at the plate, drew a walk as well. 2 home runs for her as well, one of which was a grand slam. And Arant definitely not afraid to show off that strength. And a 2-0 count now after she takes ball 2 on the outside edge of the plate. Wind is gusting a little bit. You can hear it on our crowd mic. Pass ball there, and Culpepper heads over to third base on ball 3. So a 3-0 count here to Arant. Arant's definitely got the green light here on this 3-0 count, if anything's close. And it was a called strike there. Just a little bit of a smirk there for Arant. She did not think that one was in there. So now a 3-1 count here to Arant after 3 straight balls. Scott recovers and fires a pitch in there. Scott will come home with it, and Arant pops that one up, but it looks like it will drop there. It was out to center field. Williams had a line on it, hit her right in the glove, and then bounced down. So an error out there in center field will allow the run to score. Culpepper makes it home easily, and now Arant at second base as Bailey Carlisle will head up to the plate. Arant at second base as the all-star Bailey Carlisle steps into the plate. She leads the team in RBI, or in average so far this season, .553 average. She's had a great start to the season in her senior campaign. Off to third base was Sophie Arant. She will get there standing up, and not sure whether that'll go down as a stolen base. It looked like she had taken off before the ball. It was eventually a pass ball there. Credit her with a stolen base, and so now after the 1-0 pitch, it's another run 60 feet away at home. Carlisle rips that one to third base. Williams makes the play on it. She comes home with it, but throw is off the glove there of Gibson, and Carlisle will trot over to second base there. So Indians getting off to an early start here. All 3 batters have inevitably scored. Phoenix still looking for their first out on the top of this first inning. Autumn Holland up to the plate now. Left fielder, first pitch swinging from her, and it'll be bloop single. It'll find outfield grass. Carlisle will round third and head on home. And a hustle double there from Autumn Holland. Took Percy Julian a little while to wrangle that ball, and so a double there for Autumn Holland. And Bailey Carlisle will make it a 4-0 ball game here already in the top of the first inning. Bailey's sister Taylor, the 8th grader, going to step into the batter's box now. She is set to make her first stop, and that one bounces well in front of the plate, and it'll roll up and hit Taylor on the leg. So 6 consecutive runners reach base for the Indians so far, and Alyssa Brown, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, she is the catcher for this Indians team, and also a Grambling State commit. Excited to see what she does in the future at that catcher position. First pitch off the ground, and same result there. It hits Brown, and so base is loaded now for Madison Callaway. after 2 pitches can hit batters consecutively, and Gibson is going to trot out there and have a quick conversation with Scott, maybe try to settle her down as Callaway is ready to step up to the plate. Callaway not having her best stuff so far this season, 227 average, but has recorded a couple of extra base hits, 2 doubles and a triple for her, and a good spot to add to her RBI total. She got 3 so far this season. And rips the first pitch there and right to third base and off the glove of Williams at third base. There is 2 Williams on this Percy Julian team, so bases stay loaded. Bases stay loaded here for Kyla Richardson, the 9-hole hitter, and Indians possibly going to bat around here in the top of this first inning. Richardson, one of the few lefty batters on this Indians team, takes ball 1 in the dirt there. So Indians with a 5-0 lead here in the top of the first inning. Richardson will take ball 2 upstairs and outside there. So it's Taylor Carlisle at third base, Alyssa Brown at second base, and Madison Callaway over there at first as the 9-hole hitter for this Indians team. Richardson steps into the batter's box. Bases still loaded here for the Indians, and second ball. I believe actually third ball. So Scott here struggling to find the zone early as Smith gets ready to come up for the second time in this inning. Drew that walk in her first time up, but before we get there, it'll still be Richardson in the batter's box. And a 4-pitch walk. So give Kyla Richardson credit for the RBI there, and Indians now off to a 6-0 lead here in the top of the first, and it is starting to get ugly out here. I will send Courtney Martin out to the circle there. She'll have a conversation with Scott, see if she can settle her down just a little bit, as Coach Otwell will have a conversation with Lexi Smith as she gets ready for her second at-bat of the inning and the game. I want to remind you that first and second inning action is brought to you by State Farm agent Jackson Hagan. And another blue shirt has just entered the game. A second umpire has come on here so far and played so far with just umpire, but now we do have 2. Can happily report that as Smith comes up, bases juiced, and first pitch swinging there, fouled straight back into the backstop there, and a 0-1 count for Lexi Smith. I mentioned just a moment ago that Smith drew a walk, picked up 2 stolen bases, and advanced to home on a wild pitch. So it was an efficient trip around the bases for Lexi Smith as the 0-1 is upstairs, and we'll tie the count at 1-1. Phoenix still searching for their first out of the inning. Scott comes home with the 1-1, and Smith right up the gut here. 1 run was scored. Brown will come around, and Callaway will come around and score as well. Smith will hold up at first base, so a 2 RBI single there for Lexi Smith, and showing off just a little bit. So Indians now lead it 8-0. And Layla Culpepper, who hit that infield single in her first time up, will step back up to the plate. Runners on the corners for Culpepper, and Smith immediately off to second base. She's going to round, and coming in for Richardson came in to score. Hustle base running there from Lexi Smith. Now Indians up 10-0. There was quite a lot going on there. So it was a pass ball, and Smith took off from first to second base. She was already stealing before the ball was passed, and she rounded at the corner and came to third. It was Kyla Richardson who ended up coming home, and when she came home, that slide knocked the ball out of the glove of Gibson, and so Smith saw that Percy Julian without the ball, and she rounded the corner and said no problem for me there. So base is empty now for Layla Culpepper. She takes ball 2 in the dirt there. In there for a strike. Culpepper will take that one, and I believe the count even at 2 scoreboard. Not working out there in right center field, so trying to do my best to keep up with it here. The 2-2 Culpepper bounced well in front of the plate here, and that will load up the count, I believe. 3-2. It's either 3-1 or 3-2. Not exactly sure here. Umpire's not put up his hands in quite some time. A little bit of a late arriving crowd here for the Indians. And first pitch up at 4:30, you gotta believe that's part of the reason. Fair ball there, ripped down the left field line. Culpepper rounds first, rounds second, and finally getting to it is Russell. And Culpepper into third with a stand-up triple. That was right over, hopped right over third base there, and just rolled and rolled and rolled all the way out into the corner there in left field. And so a chance for Sophie Arant to add to her RBI total. She's already got 18 RBIs on the season, and a great spot for her to possibly add some more. First pitch swinging from Arant. That one is laced into the gap in left center field and over the fence. And 6 home runs on the season now for Sophie Arant. She'll add another 2 to this Indians' whopping first inning. 12 runs so far, and back-to-back base hits for the Indians. Triple for Layla Culpepper, and then a 2-run shot for Sophie Arant. She got a hold of that one, put it right out over the left center field fence, and so now 8 home runs on the season for Sophie Arant. She is off to a great start so far this season. Arant, just a freshman here, and has spent some time in the circle, and now Bailey Carlisle going to come up to the plate here as things have gotten ugly in the top of this first inning. Bailey Carlisle set to make her second appearance, hit the infield single in her first time up, and will look to do it again. Upstairs for ball 1. Good eye there from Carlisle, as it was relatively close. Almost caught the top half of her plate, but just a little bit upstairs. Scott still struggling to find the zone so far. Bounced in the dirt, ball 2 to Bailey Carlisle. Carlisle, shortstop for this Indians team, and I mentioned has some pop, has 3 home runs and 18 RBIs coming into this one. Scored 15 runs for the Indians, and swinging on that one, lifted out to center field. And you can hear the Percy Julian crowd erupt. Williams settles under at that time, and finally, after 14 consecutive batters, the Percy Julian Phoenix have their first out of the inning, and Autumn Holland going to come back up to the plate now. First pitch from the inside there, ball 1 to Autumn Holland. Last time up to the plate, she had a 2 RBI double there. It was a bloop single. It would have been a bloop single, but a little bit of trouble fielding it did the Percy Julian Phoenix have way upstairs there. Had to step up for it, did Gibson, and 2-0 count to Autumn Holland now. Ball 3 in the dirt there. Scott will come home with it. And inside, ball 4. And so a 4-pitch walk will send Autumn Holland down that right field foul line over to first base, and now Taylor Carlisle gonna come up to the plate. She was hit by a pitch our last time up at the plate. First pitch swinging there from Carlisle and straight over the top of the backstop. So ahead in the count for just the third time here tonight is Scott inside the circle. Taylor's going to make her first start inside the circle for the Indians so far this season. And second pitch swinging, same result there. Lifted straight up and almost caught one of the Percy Julian fans right there. And gotta keep a watchful eye. Get that for a third time. It might walk out some of my trying to get the ball back in play. A little man came over and grabbed it from his pops, trying to put it. It looked like he wanted to throw it over the backstop there. I had faith in the kid. I think he could have gotten it. As we finally get the ball back in play now. With an 0-2 count here to Taylor Carlisle. After 2 consecutive foul offs, we're starting to run out of balls here so far. The 0-2 to Carlisle, and off to second base is Autumn Holland, and she is in there in plenty of time. And 1-2 count to Carlisle now. Stolen base for Autumn Holland. And the 1-2 to Taylor Carlisle now. Scott bounces it in the dirt, and Holland started to go, but she will hold off, think better of it. And so even at 2 now is the count to Taylor Carlisle. And she will take ball 3 outside off the plate that time, full count. Bounce for ball 4, and hustling over to third base is Autumn Holland, and Taylor Carlisle rounds first after the walk. Everybody was distracted, caught him sleeping there. And so now Autumn Holland at third base and Taylor Carlisle at second. As the Indians lead at 12-0, Alyssa Brown will come up to the plate. She was also hit by a pitch earlier in this inning. First pitch swinging from her, and that one, it will fall in the gap there, rolling and all the way out to the fence before Russell finally gets to it. And Alyssa Brown gonna head into third with a stand-up triple, and a bases clearing one at that. 14-0 Indians. Just relentless here in the first inning, in danger of batting around twice. And Madison Callaway gonna come up to the plate now, reached on an error before eventually coming around to score. Upstairs for ball 1 as Alyssa Brown stands 60 feet away at third base. In there for a strike, and off the glove of Gibson there momentarily, but able to wrangle it rather quickly. Keeps Alyssa Brown over there at third base after her triple. Callaway swings on that one and hits Alyssa Brown on the leg there. Not sure whether it was foul or fair. And she was hustling for second base with Madison Callaway. And got caught sleeping there that time. She was thrown out by Scott, the pitcher, but Alyssa Brown will come around to score. So now 15-0. And Scott's going to tie her shoe momentarily as Indians have now batted around the order all the way twice. So Lexi Smith in the on-deck circle as Kyler Richardson will come up. She drew a walk and was credited with the RBI after bases were loaded. Owen came home to score, and she will take ball one there. Percy Julian 1 out away from finally stopping the bleeding gear. It's been a long first inning. Just about 25 minutes so far, and Richardson all smiles at the plate. A 1-0 from Scott. Is swung on, and dribbler to first base, and doing it all herself is Melton over there. And so after everybody gets a chance to step into the plate twice, and Indians score 15 in that first inning, Taylor Carlisle will come out to the mound and make her first start of the season as just an 8th grader. See what she's got here in this area game. Take a quick break. We'll be right back in just a moment. You're listening to the Collier Ford Wetumpka Sports Network from Radio Alabama Sports.
Looking for power, performance, and adventure? You'll find it all at Collier Ford in Wetumpka. For more than 70 years, Collier Ford has been proudly serving the River region since 1952, helping families and businesses hit the road with confidence. When you think trucks, think Collier Ford, home of the legendary Ford F-150, built tough to handle any job. If adventure is calling, Collier Ford has the bold and capable Ford Bronco, ready to take you off the beaten path. Want that same spirit in a smaller package? The Bronco Sport is waiting for you at Collier Ford. From great ideas to family service, Collier Ford makes buying your next vehicle easy, fun, and stress-free. So whether you're hauling, exploring, or just cruising through town, make your next stop Collier Ford. Test drive your next Ford today, and remember, come on to Collier. Collier Ford in Wetumpka.
Come to Collier.
And welcome back here, bottom of the first inning, and Indians draw a lot of blood in that first inning. 15-0. They currently lead it with Percy Julian set to come up to the plate now. Had a couple of defensive substitutions for the Indians as well. See if the batting lineup changes just a little bit. So out there for the Indians, it's now Michaela Pinkham at catcher. And Smith will head to the dugout. Zoe Harrison. Zoe Harrison is in at second base. And a couple more substitutions to see if I can figure out who that is. Leading off, it's the pitcher Scott, and first pitch from Carlisle in there for a strike. Good way to start off her season inside the circle. Deal on here to Scott, shows bunt there for a second, pulls it back in time, and a little bit surprised at the speed of that pitch. That one came home quickly. Carlos got some speed on her. That's Taylor, not Bailey. Bailey is still at shortstop, and 3-pitch strikeout there. Great start to the season for Taylor Carlisle. And Scott looked a little bit rattled there now. Russell, the left fielder, will come up to the plate now. Carlisle to begin this at bat. And quick one there, just a tad bit low. So a 1-0 count here, first ball of the night from Taylor Carlisle. One strikeout to her name already. And good recovery pitch there, straight over the heart of the plate. Russell takes it for strike one. 1-1 count now here in the bottom of the first inning. One out after the 3-pitch strikeout from Carlisle. And strike two across the outside edge of the plate there. And Bailey jumping up and down. She is excited to watch her sister go. Swing and a miss, strike three, back-to-back Ks for Taylor Carlisle to start off her season in the circle. And Coach Otwell talked about her. And one more defensive substitution for the Indians out in center field. It's Jalen Morrell out there. Gibson, the catcher, will step up in the plate now. First pitch, swing and a miss, and it's been pretty efficient so far for Taylor Carlisle. 7 pitches so far, and swing and fouling it down the first base line, straight on the ground, and an 0-2 count to Gibson now. So out there for the Indians right now, Taylor Carlisle in the circle, Michaela Pinkham behind home plate. Sophie Arant still in that first base, and Zoe Harrison over at second. Layla Culpepper at third base, and Bailey Carlisle still in at shortstop. And left field, it's Autumn Holland. Swing and a miss, strike three. And Pinkham's going to have to hustle for it, fire to first base, and hit Gibson in the back there. And she will head over to second base. Richardson comes over and will get her at second base. A good recovery there, and base running mistake there from Gibson. And so the Indians set them up, three up, 3 down, and 3 strikeouts for Taylor Carlisle to start off her season. We'll be back in just a couple of moments for the top of the second inning. Indians will look to tack on a whole lot more after scoring 15 in the top of the first. You're listening to the Collier Ford Wetumpka Sports Network from Radio Alabama Sports.
Protect what matters most with State Farm agent Jackson Hagan in Wetumpka. From auto and home to life insurance, Jackson Hagan and his dedicated team offer personalized service to ensure you have comprehensive coverage tailored to your needs. As a local agent, Jackson Hagan understands the unique challenges you face and is committed to guiding you through every step, from quotes to claims. Trusted a neighbor who truly cares. Like a good neighbor, State Farm agent Jackson Hagan is there. Call 334-478-3864 for a quote today.
Now is the perfect time to start your future at Central Alabama Community College. CAC's next mini-term begins March 9th, giving you a fast, flexible way to earn college credit or start a new career path. With campuses in Alexander City, Childersburg, Talladega, and Prattville, CAC offers affordable classes designed to fit your schedule. Don't wait for fall. Get started this spring. Apply online today at cacc.edu. Central Alabama Community College. Central to you, central to your success.
Getting you back in the game faster. Baptist Ortho Now, your official orthopedic injury and recovery experts for the Collier Ford Wetumpka Sports Network. Online at baptistfirst.org.
Back now here at Lagoon Park out in Montgomery. Sun is slowly starting to set, but still a beautiful spring afternoon out here. Umpire trading some blows here with the Percy Julian fans. Everybody laughing and happy. And Zoe Harrison, the junior, is in at second base for Lexi Smith, and she will start it off here in the top of the second. Set of the top of the order due up for the Indians. And ball one there. Strike one is called there. I believe from the Percy Julian crowd. And strike two here. I mean, they're widening up the strike zone for a Percy Julian Phoenix, it seems like. And Zoe Harrison at the plate looking for some contact, and she gets it. It'll go over to Haston at shortstop, and bouncing and not able to hold it onto it at first base is Melton. And so a base runner here for the Indians. It started off Layla Culpepper due up next. Culpepper has already had 2 at-bats in this game. She had a single and picked up a triple as well. First pitch swinging and crushing it, but just pulling it foul that time. Strike one to Layla Culpepper, and everybody's all smiles here. And hustling for second base, Zoe Harrison, and down there in time off the glove of the second baseman. Second baseman Turner there, and looked like it caught her right on the wrist. She looked a little shaken up, and as it rolled into right field, Harrison took off to third base, and Indians showing no quit in them so far, still hustling like it's a tie ball game. 15-0, Indians still on top right now, and Culpepper with the 1-1 count, and now a 2-1 count after that one is bounced in the dirt. Oh, and 1-1 count. One of the pitches has disappeared into the void, it seems, and swinging single RBI for Layla Culpepper, and rounding in, not gonna make the trip to second. So RBI single for Layla Culpepper, and Sophie Arant is gonna come up to the plate now, and she reached on an error her first time up in the top of the first inning, and then her second time up in the top of the first inning. She recorded at home run her 8th of the season, and Arant gonna look to add to that total now with Culpepper at first base. Strike one there to Arant, might have been a little bit inside, and so the RBI single makes it 16-0 from Layla Culpepper. And an 0-1 count here to Arant. And upstairs above the head of Arant that time, a 1-1 count now. I mentioned earlier, Arant just a freshman here, and she's got plenty of time to continue to grow as a softball player, but in her freshman season really getting off to a great start. She's made a couple of starts inside the circle as she takes ball 2. And I mentioned her stats has a .5 ERA. She's started 2 games, pitched in 3, and in 13 innings has given up 9 hits, 2 runs. Just one of them earned 3 walks and 3 strikeouts. Scott is still in the circle here for the Percy Julian Phoenix. A little bit of adjustments there, but she'll come home with a 2-1 pitch now. And Arant swinging on that one, and foul. Just hopped right on the foul line, just over third base. And so it will become a 2-2 count now. Still no outs here in the top of this second inning, and Bailey Carlisle in the on-deck circle behind Arant as well. Fouling straight back off the backstop and into the glove of Gibson, but dead ball there as soon as it touches the backstop. 2-2 now. We'll try it again here for Sophie Arant, third at bat here in this one. And she'll laser that one, and snaring it, no problem as Williams. She will fire over to first base and pick up the first out of the inning for the Percy Julian Phoenix. A little ground out there. It was a good job from Williams. It hit her right in the chest, and both hands came up to protect it. And so a 5-3 ground out for Sophie Arant, but it will advance Culpepper over to second base. So now runner in scoring position here for Bailey Carlisle. Had a single and flew out to center field in the top of the first inning. And off. Well, thought about going off. Layla Culpepper she kind of froze in between second and third base, right around where the shortstop Haston is playing, and decided to trot back there. It was off the glove of Gibson, but stuck with it in quick hustle to pick it up and stop Culpepper right in her tracks. 2-1-0 to Culpepper, and swinging foul tip. And count even at 1 now to Carlisle. One count here to Carlisle, and swinging and a laser off the glove of Haston, just sneaks right under it. And Culpepper going to come home, and they get the play at the plate. But Culpepper, Carlisle will come around and score there. So she had the single off the glove of Haston, went around to second base, went around to third, and they tried to get her at third, but the throw from Gibson was over the head of Williams. And so Carlisle will attack on another run. Culpepper tagged out at the plate. But now a 17-0 game here with 2 outs. Autumn Holland due up at the plate, drew a walk, picked up a stolen base, and was stranded. Her last time up at the, actually, sorry, she did come around and score, and then had a 2 RBI double her first time up. Third at bat for Holland now, and first pitch swinging from her, and that will find the outfield grass, and it's in the gap. Holland hustling. She will round second and head to third, and the cutoff throw off the glove of Haston, and coming around to score, and an inside the park home run for Autumn Holland, and that will make it an 18-0 ball game. I believe they'll credit that as an inside the park home run. We'll see what the scoring looks like after this one. Taylor Carlisle up at the plate now, 2 outs here. Percy Julian Phoenix just 1 out away from getting their turn in the batter's box. First pitch called strike 1 there against Carlisle, and she was hit by a pitch and drew a walk, so still technically yet to record an at-bat, 2 plate appearances for her. Will certainly help the OBP, but looking for her first hit of the game outside for ball 1. Count even up at 1 here, 2 down. Indians on top by 18. Scott still in the circle for the Phoenix. And called strike 2. And everybody can't help but laugh at that one. That was a little bit off the plate. But in the dirt for ball 2. Blue being a little bit generous for the Phoenix. And hard to honestly disagree with that. This Percy Julian Phoenix team is just frankly outmatched by the Indians. Indians currently ranked as the number 5 team in the state of Alabama, and could expect that to go up. Big game coming up Thursday against Thompson inside, and Carlisle had to slide back to get out of the way of it and count all full here at 3-2 as Kayla Pinkham stands in the on-deck circle ready to get her first at-bat in this one if she gets the opportunity. Carlisle rips it, and no chance for Haston to make a play on it, and Carlisle going to stick around at first base. So first base hit of the game for Taylor Carlisle, as Kayla Pinkham will take a moment to take off the leggings of her catching gear and get her first at bat here tonight, replacing Alyssa Brown. Pinkham's got a .333 averages, just 6 at-bats for her on the season. And I think Carlisle left early. She was trying to steal the base there, and I think she left before she got fired at home, so she will be called out for the third out of the inning. Indians on top still, 18-0, as Percy Julian will get their chance in the batter's box here momentarily. You're listening to the Collier Ford Wetumpka Sports Network from Radio Alabama Sports. We'll be back in just a moment.
Safety starts with Montgomery Fire Equipment Company. From inspections and extinguisher service to full fire suppression systems, businesses across Alabama trust our team to protect what matters most. And now, we're hiring. We're looking for new fire technicians to join our team. If you're hardworking and ready to make a difference, this is your chance. Montgomery Fire Equipment, protecting people, property, and progress.
When a sports injury has you sidelined, Baptist Ortho Now offers comprehensive orthopedic care with no appointment from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Saturday, with board-certified specialists treating injuries and expert physical therapists administering everything from sports medicine to everyday recovery treatment. Baptist Ortho Now, getting you off the bench and back in the action. East Chase across from Target.
Hi, I'm Chad Barrett. Growing up here in Central Alabama, I've always believed in doing the things the right way with honesty and hard work. That's exactly how I approach real estate. From your first showing to the closing table, I'll be by your side. Call me, Chad Barrett at RE/MAX Cornerstone.
Back now here, bottom of the second, set to begin momentarily here on the Collier Ford Wetumpka Sports Network. 18-0, Indians on top here, and Taylor Carlisle getting off to a fantastic start to her season in the circle. 3 straight strikeouts, 3 up, 3 down, all by way of the K for Carlisle. And Elijah Haston, the shortstop, set to get her first at-bat in this game. The cleanup hitter, swing and a miss, strike 1 from Carlisle. And so I'll remind you that the Indians made a couple of defensive substitutions. So Michaela Pinkham behind the plate now as ball 1 is called outside off the plate there. In for Lexi Smith at second base. It's Zoe Harrison and Jalen Morrell out there in center field. The rest of the lineup remains unchanged for the Indians. The 1-1 swung on and missed there downstairs, and nowhere close to it was Haston. And so looking for a 4th strikeout is Taylor Carlisle. Foul tip and straight back into the backstop there. Good fight here from Elijah Haston to try and avoid becoming the 4th straight strikeout for Taylor Carlisle. Swing on and hustling for it is Jalen Morrell. What a catch out there in center field. Had to hustle up for it, fell down as she caught it, and good job there. A fantastic catch out there in center field for Jalen Morrell. And 1 out here as Carlisle set to pitch this one here in a lineup change for the Phoenix. Do not have their roster readily available. I'm not sure who this is wearing jersey number 4. They tried every resource available, but unfortunately no luck for me. Tried to do what I could, but no clue who this is for the Percy Julian Phoenix. First pitch was a strike, and that one off the edge of the plate outside and off the glove of Pinkham, and count even up at 1 now. And they appeal down to first on the check swing there, and I believe they called that a strike. In there, called strike 3. Got her looking. 4th strikeout and 5 batters for Taylor Carlisle. And now up to the plate, it's Melton, the first baseman for the Phoenix. And 2 down here in the bottom of this second inning. Upstairs for ball 1. Carlisle's really got some speed on her for just an 8th grader. She's got a cannon on her and set to have a promising career here for this Indians team. Just 8th grade, like I've mentioned quite a few times. Swinging a miss and way behind at that time. And Melton ties up the count 1-1 now. Carlisle's calling her own pitches, flashing them to Melton out there. You can't see it if you're watching on YouTube and Facebook as a swing and a miss. Strike 2 there. Umpire is right in the way of the frame. Apologies for that. No better place to set up the camera here tonight. And appreciate everybody for tuning in wherever you might be. In the dirt, count evens up at 2. And so full 2s across the scoreboard now. Bottom of the second, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here as Carlisle looks to go 6 up, 6 down. Carlisle set to fire, and in there, called strike 3, back-to-back strikeouts looking, and 5 strikeouts out of the 6 outs on the game so far. Carlisle showing no mercy inside the circle. We'll take a quick moment. Top of the 3rd coming your way momentarily. As a reminder, first and second innings brought to you by State Farm agent Jackson Hagan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm agent Jackson Hagan is there. We'll be back for some more Indians in the batter's box as they look to build on this lead 18-0. You're listening to the Collier Ford Wetumpka Sports Network from Radio Alabama Sports.
105.1 WRFS is WRFS-FM, Rockford, Alexander City, Lake Martin, Wetumpka, Prattville, Montgomery, home of the Wetumpka Indians on the Collier Ford Wetumpka Sports Network.
In Wetumpka, we take pride in our hometown. And so does Brent Turner, owner of Precision Floor Care. A Wetumpka graduate and now a local small business owner, Brent built Precision Floor Care on a commitment to serve his community. From tile and grout work to stone, pavers, and concrete, Precision Floor Care delivers precise, hard surface flooring solutions that protect the places that matter most. Precision Floor Care. Precise, hard surface flooring solutions. Learn more at callpfc.com.
And welcome back to the Collier Ford Wetumpka Sports Network. Top of the 3rd, set to begin momentarily. Michaela Pinkham is going to get her first at bat in this one here tonight. Whether it's an everyday sprain, strain, fracture, or sports injury that doesn't require a trip to the ER, Baptist Ortho Now offers urgent orthopedic injury care with walking convenience 6 days a week. First pitch to Pinkham, bounced in the dirt there for ball 1. Make sure to go check them out online at baptisthealth.org, open Monday through Saturday from 8 a.m. until 8 p.m. The 1-0 to Pinkham is on its way upstairs at time. A couple of more substitutions here for the Percy Julian Phoenix, as I don't have a roster readily available, but new woman in there at shortstop. in right field. And potentially center field as well. I can't quite get an eye on that jersey number. Try to see what I can't do for you folks listening, wherever you might be. In there for a strike, just barely caught the edge of the plate. Looks a little surprised. Blues definitely being rather liberal with the strike zone right now. A 2-1 count here to Michaela Pinkham. Swing and a miss from Pinkham. First swinging strike we've seen in a little while. I mentioned Pinkham only has 10 plate appearances, 6 at-bats, at .333 average for her so far. She's just had a couple of singles, has an RBI to her name as well. She's drawn a lot of walks here, 4 out of her 10 plate appearances, so walking 40% of the time. And swing and fouling it right into the dugout of the Percy Julian Phoenix down that first base sideline. And staying alive, Michaela Pinkham. And it's 2-2 count to her now. No outs here. She is the first batter. Following her at the plate, it'll be Jalen Morrell. And upstairs, 4-3, full count now. Pinkham, a senior on this team, swings on the payoff pitch, grounds to Haston over at shortstop and overthrowing Melton at first base, and that will allow her to head on over to second base. And Jalen Morrell due up at the plate now, the junior outfielder. She's in at center field. Morrell stepping into the plate now. She's appeared in 8 games so far, but just recorded 2 plate appearances. No walks to her name as well. She will lay down the bunt. Will Morrell. And they will say it bounced in the dirt there, so she will have to head back. And over at second base, Michaela Pinkham, after driving that infield single, she left the plate a little bit early on that bunt attempt, so they will call her out. Morrell showing bunt again and drops this one foul as well, so no 2 count here to Jalen Morrell. See if she will swing away here with 2 strikes. Top of the third here, and 1 out as the 0-2 count comes to Morrell, and she will go for the bunt attempt and hustling over to first base. And they got her. Play from Scott over to Melton, and 1-3 ground out for Michaela Pinkham. And Abigail Adams set to come up to the plate now. First at bat of the season for her. They called strike 1. And as primarily a pitcher, she doesn't get the opportunity to get hit all that much, but Coach Alwell can send her out and have a little bit of fun here tonight. 18-0, and all the reason to do so. Swing and a miss and a couple of laps from the Indians. Proud on that one, and so now an 0-2 count here to Abigail Adams. Let's see what type of fight she's got in her. The 0-2 for Abigail Adams, and Scott set to come home with it. Bounced in the dirt. Good eye. And she'll start to work her way back in the count. 1-2 now. Adams been a good pitcher for the Indians so far this season. As the 1-2, same pitch, same result. Bounced in the dirt, made in the count up at 2. She appeared in 7 games, started 3 of them. She went 5 innings on Thursday night against the Opelika Bulldogs. Only gave up 1 hit, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts to her name as well. Across the season, she's gone 24 in the 3rd innings, giving up 12 hits, 2 runs. Just one of them earned 7 walks, that is, and 14 strikeouts with a 2.288 ERA. Upstairs, we'll load the count here. 3-2 is Abigail Adams. Is really battling here. Started off this count 0-2, a couple of swings, and now she's making Scott work for it. And they hit her right on the hip. It would have been a good ball regardless, and Abigail Adams will head over to first base, much to the delight of this Indians crowd, and now set to come up for the 2nd time in this one is Zoe Harrison. Harrison is still searching for her first hit of the season. She did draw a walk and reached on an error back in the top of the 2nd. She has drawn a walk on the season. That is just her 3rd at-bat. And taking off for second base is Abigail Adams, and Zoe Harrison laces the first pitch of the at-bat right over to Michaela Haston over there at shortstop off of her glove. And nobody was in the on-deck circle for the Indians, and now Culpepper's going to sneak on out there like nothing ever happened. And so Culpepper here coming back up 3 for 3 at the plate here so far tonight. Triple and 2 singles for her as well. Picked up a couple of RBIs. And Culpepper is going switch here. She's batting from the other side. And never seen this before. She's she left early there, did I believe Zoe Harrison. She left first base early there. And so they will be called for the out, so no runs for the Indians in this inning, and they will head to the bottom of the 3rd, potentially shaping up to be the last inning unless Percy Julian can put some runs here on the board. Taylor Carlisle heading back out to the circle, her first time starting the season and striking out 5 so far. And Beverly Wright, Kathy Thornton, Chad Baird are your hometown real estate experts with RE/MAX Cornerstone and RE/MAX Cornerstone Plus. When it's time for your next move, choose the best. RE/MAX Cornerstone and RE/MAX Cornerstone Plus, the official real estate partner of the Wetumpka Sports Network. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back momentarily. You're listening to the Collier Ford Wetumpka Sports Network from Radio Alabama Sports.
Hi, I'm Beverly Wright with RE/MAX Cornerstone Realty. Every move is different, and so is every client. That's why I take the time to listen, understand, and guide you through the process with care. Whether you're buying or selling in the River region, I'm here to make it simple. Let's do this together. I'm Beverly Wright with RE/MAX Cornerstone Realty.
Bottom of the 3rd here at Lagoon Park. Indians on top, 18-0. Carlisle still has not allowed a base runner in the 6 batters she's faced. Struck out 5 of them and starts off this bat the same way she started all of them. First pitch strike here to Williams, a 3rd baseman. Carlisle comes home with the 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss. There from Williams. And an 0-2 count here as Carlisle looks to retire another on strikes, and she will. 3 straight strikeouts and give her 6 on the night so far. Impressive start for the 8th grader Taylor Carlisle. And that will bring up Taylor, the right fielder, here to the plate now. She's getting some coaching from her first base coach there. Set to make her first at-bat in the game so far. Outside for ball one, just a tad off the plate there. Carlisle will come home with that one, and strike called straight over the heart of the plate there. It'll even up the count here. Out 1-1 with 1 out. Indians still leading it by 18. In there for called strike 2, and 1-2 count here. And Carlisle looking for her 4th consecutive strikeout. Calling her own pitches to the catcher, Michaela Pinkham. And just a little bit outside there off the edge of the plate there, 2-2 count now. Carlisle comes home with that swing and a miss, strike 3, and 4 consecutive strikeouts. Taylor Carlisle, so give her 7 on the night. She has struck out every batter she has faced, -1. It's Turner, the second baseman, stepping into the batter's box now. As Carlisle looks to continue this stretch of strikeouts, but not off to the start as she wanted. Ball on the outside edge of the plate there, 1-0 count. It is just the second time she has thrown a first pitch ball. Carlisle comes home with it, and a riser swung on and waved. Count even at 1. A little bit of trouble fielding that one. On the throwback did Carlisle, and so Harrison, all giddy, comes over, gets it, makes contact with that one. Does Turner. And so now a 1-2 count. And Taylor Carlisle set to come home with the 1-2 pitch, and foul straight back into the backstop. And quick glove movement from there. Pinkham snares it off the rebound from the backstop. But regardless, 1-2 count. I'll try it yet again. Carlisle comes home with it and downstairs. And a little bit inside there. 2-2 count now as Turner had to step back and jump out of the way of it. Swung on and missed. She'll sit him down on strikes. 5 straight strikeouts, and that will end the game here. And a quick one in Montgomery. Indians get the win in just 3 innings, 18-0, highlighted by that 12-run first inning. It was a dominant showing for the Indians as they start off the area play. After they start off area play, 1-0. Or 1-0. My apologies there, folks. It's a little bit windy out here. Indians do get the win, 18-0. Stick around for just a couple of moments. We'll recap everything that happened here in this one. But before we get there, your Precision Floor Care player of the game is Layla Culpepper. Goes 3 for 3 at the plate, knocks in an RBI, and scores 2 runs herself. And an honorable mention there to Sophie Aran after driving in 3, picks up a home run, 2 hits to her as well, and leading the team with 6 total bases. Indians scored 18 on 17 hits, and great showing for Taylor Carlisle on the mound as well, or in the circle as well. Struck out 8 of the 9 batters she faced, was throwing heat all the way through. And we'll take a quick break. Stick around, though. RE/MAX Cornerstone Plus post-game show coming your way in just a couple of moments. You're listening to the Collier Ford Wetumpka Sports Network from Radio Alabama Sports.
Protect what matters most with State Farm agent Jackson Hagan in Wetumpka. From auto and home to life insurance, Jackson Hagan and his dedicated team offer personalized service to ensure you have comprehensive coverage tailored to your needs. As a local agent, Jackson Hagan understands the unique challenges you face and is committed to guiding you through every step, from quotes to claims. Trust in a neighbor who truly cares. Like a good neighbor, State Farm agent Jackson Hagan is there. Call 334-478-3864 for a quote today.
Gear up for a flavor victory at Wharf Casual Seafood. Whether you're craving seafood classics like shrimp or crab claws, or wanting to tackle a juicy burger or crisp salad, we've got your winning play. Dine in with us or grab a meal to go and find out why every bite is a win at Wharf Casual Seafood. Check out our menu at wharfcasualseafood.com. The coast is here.
Looking to tackle your next home project? Look no further than Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply. With same-day pickup, ship to store, and ship to home, all available at russelldoitcenter.com. Whether it's paints, tools, lumber, or lawn care, we've got what you need with the service you can trust. So be sure to shop today at russelldoitcenter.com. russelldoitcenter.com.
Experience and knowledge from the pros. Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply.
This is the RE/MAX Cornerstone Plus post-game show on the Collier Ford Wetumpka Sports Network.
And welcome to the RE/MAX Cornerstone Plus post-game show. Indian get the win here tonight, 18 runs on 17 hits, no errors for the Indians. And go over some stats here. Layla Culpepper, precision floor care player of the game, 3 for 3 at the plate with a triple, 2 singles, and an RBI, and 2 runs scored as well. Sophie Arant, 2 for 3 at the plate, picks up a 2-run shot and a double to her name as well. 6 total bases for her as well. Bailey Carlisle had a great showing as well, 2 for 3 at the plate, 2 runs, 2 RBIs for her as well. Madison Callaway went 2 for 2 at the plate here tonight, and a couple of great showings, but Taylor Carlisle inside the circle for her first time this season, strikes out 8 of 9 batters, and really didn't allow hardly any contact in any of her pitches. She's got some speed on her and a promising career, it looks like, for Taylor Carlisle. Just 8th grade, doing a great job here tonight. Stick around for the games later this week. Thursday night, the Indians baseball team will travel to Pike Road. Gavin Baxley and myself will be on the call for that one, and you can tune in every way you tuned in here tonight, whether it's 105.1 WRFS or the Wetumpka Sports Network Facebook and YouTube channels. And that Thursday, the Indians has a huge matchup. This softball team does. They travel out to face the number 4 ranked nationally team, Thompson, ranked 3rd in the state. Not exactly sure how that happens, but number 5 in the state versus number 3 in the state. It should be an exciting matchup. Unfortunately, not going to be able to have the call of that one, but we will call that game when Thompson travels to Wetumpka on April 28th. Stay tuned for game updates on the Wetumpka Sports Network Facebook and Instagram pages, and we will see you on Thursday night as the Wetumpka baseball team travels to Pike Road. For the final time tonight, I'm Mitch Petrie here in the Central Alabama Community College broadcast booth. Softball gets the win 18-0 and starts off area play 1-0. Thanks for listening, everybody. Have a great night.
This has been a presentation of Radio Alabama Sports. This broadcast is copyrighted by Radio Alabama for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this broadcast, descriptions, or accounts of the game without Radio Alabama's consent is strictly prohibited. Thanks for listening.
You've been listening to the Collier Ford Wetumpka Sports Network, home of the Wetumpka Indians. Presented by RE/MAX Cornerstone Realty and RE/MAX Cornerstone Realty Plus, Central Alabama Community College, and the City of Wetumpka. Sponsored in part by Collier Ford, Central Alabama Community College, RE/MAX Cornerstone Realty and RE/MAX Cornerstone Realty Plus, Baptist Health, and Baptist Ortho Now, the City of Wetumpka, Central Access, Russell Do-It Center, State Farm Agent Jackson Hagan, Wharf Casual Seafood, First Community Bank, Montgomery Fire Equipment Company, CAC Adult Learning, and Precision Floor Care. The Collier Ford Wetumpka Sports Network is a product of Radio Alabama Sports and Radio Alabama. This broadcast is copyrighted by Radio Alabama for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this broadcast, descriptions, or accounts of the game without Radio Alabama's consent is strictly prohibited. Thanks for listening.